Ashi Grammy, we have those counters. Anytime that he has the heel, we're going to be slipping here. But our Remy Ashi Grammy is the most common entry, but it's not the best finishing position. The better of the finishing position is an outside Ashi Grammy. The reason being is he's got a lot more bridging power and extending power here, okay? But it's going to be the same heel slip that we did before. We're going to double up on the near side arm. I'm going to kick straight, straighten my leg and kick, and we're going to ballerina toe here. If you can do a basic slip from here, which is just rotating, leaning towards the outside and rotating your hips, great. But if he's good at leg locks, that's not going to happen. If he's keeping it at the wrist, you can't do the basic slip, okay? Whenever this happens, I go wrist deep with my outside arm here, post on the mat with my free hand, post on the mat with my free leg. Same as before, I'm going to get Joel's shoulder on the mat. If he's on his elbow, he can break my knee, okay? But it gets a little less powerful here, and it also gives me more space to slip. Now to do the actual slip, it's rotating my shoulders and my hips towards the left, and that allows me to slip. As soon as I slip, I dig that heel into the hip. If we start in a neutral position, I'm digging my heel here immediately, make that harder. Now, this is the best finishing position. Terrible position once they don't have the heel, because as you see, we got all this back exposure and we got this leg just sitting right here begging to be attacked, okay? So that's what we're going to go for first, is a counter attack here, all right? So whenever I slip the heel and I'm here in this position, I'm going to continue to take my head to the mat and I'm going to take my knee to the mat. There's two variations to do here, and I'll go over both of them, okay? So my head's going to go to the mat, my knee is going to go to the mat here, okay? My outside arm is going to grab here at the knee, and I'm looking to pull my elbow back. What is that going to do? That's going to keep his knee bent here, okay? If his legs are entangled, I'm going to use my inside hand to open them and then get his toes into my armpit here, okay? Now, if I can get heel exposure here, wonderful. If I can't, let's say that his heel is a little bit hidden, I'm going to expose it during the roll, okay? So I'm rolling from my head to my shoulder, and I'm looking back at the heel the whole time. If you're looking down at the mat, it's going to be harder to get. Here, it's easier to get. Anytime throughout this roll, I want to capture, if I can capture that heel, I'm going to. We're not capturing at the elbow pit, because as you see, that slips real easy. We're catching at the wrist. We're in it like a wristwatch. I'm going to continue to roll, and as you see, now we've landed in a cross Ashi Grammy position. You can go for whatever leg entanglement here that you prefer. It's just a little bit easier for beginners to do 50-50. So the inside leg is going to come behind the outside knee. I'm looking to face the inside. We're not going out here. We're going on our elbow and towards our shoulder. And from here, we can go for the finish. I love the crazy camera angles, Chris. Great job. Joel might lose his job after this. Okay. All right. So from here, we could go for our finish. All right. So we showed the knee down method this time. Go outside position. You have the heel. Same thing. Number one, we slip here. Okay. If we can with the basic slip. If not, we slip to here. All right. Let's say there's a little bit more space between us, or you just prefer this method. Instead of going head and knee down on the mat, you can bring this outside leg over into his stomach, okay? And from here, now that my heel is slipped, I can let go of this arm. And we look to lift my hips up and go head to the mat. Again, bending the knee, open the legs if you have to, toes in the armpit, continuing to roll, capturing the heel whenever we can. Locking up our 50-50 position, facing towards the inside. If you preferred cross hip, double 50, or the inside Senkaku version, you can go for that here, okay? Now, that's our counter attack. There's a lot of options that we can do from this position. Like I said, it's a pretty terrible position if he doesn't have the heel. Okay, so let's say I slip here. Now we can go for a smash pass, okay? For me to smash, I have to sprawl this leg free. For me to be able to sprawl, my head needs to be up at the level of his head. So we're gonna build up our base, look to climb here, using our back leg to drive us forward, using our hand to continue to climb to get our head at the level of his. Whenever we're here, we can let go of this arm, get a deep grip on his lat, and we're gonna start to kick our leg back here to a sprawl position. When your head's forward, you can do this. If your head is back, you physically can't free that leg. So head has to come up to the level of his, and then we sprawl here. If he's got his legs entangled and you can only sprawl so much, we're gonna use our free leg to go heel to the butt, curl down here, and kick down on his legs as I'm continuing to sprawl, okay? Now from here, we can essentially get to a leg drag position, or we can go to the mounts, or what I'd recommend is exposing the back, okay? There's more options to do from there, but to keep it simple, those are the two, okay?